are you worried too?
Yeah.
Worry about the world that we're heading to. Suffering too much, we've all had enough.
Let's make a change, let's hit restart.
We celebrate conscience on April 5th. Being kind and honest, spread your love. Gather your friends, our conscience awakens.
Uniting, protecting, we're all in common.
Now we all know about this viral pandemic. People dying and we're losing many paramedics. This new disease,
It's all in the air.
country shutting down.
What? I mean everywhere.
Be selfless,
Wear masks.
for help,
Wash your hands.
for true love.
Stay at home.
Be
Save
kind,
the world.
we're far apart, but our heart is close. We can get through this with the same goals.
Listen to your conscience, love yourself. Listen to your conscience, love the world. It's our only home, you're not alone. With our conscience we can stand as one. Listen to your conscience, no anger. Listen to your conscience, no worries. Listen to your conscience, no tension. Hold on, don't give up, we'll get through this.
When the world slows down, I gotta calm my heart. I look into myself and evaluate my actions. I admit that I'm lost. Did everything mean nothing? I hear my conscience calling that I can make something. Make something with my life, make a change and improve. Doesn't have to be big, it's something I gotta do. I need to change myself, my words and my actions. Conscience pulls me through, yeah. Me and you, as humans, from purity we stray away. Conscience, the inner compass, can lead the way.
Lead the way.
Conscience is knowing what's right from wrong. Conscience is our guide to a peaceful world. Happiness,
Yeah.
the most important thing. Like the bell of peace, make your voices ring. Spread your happiness,
Come on.
bring your friends along. We can get through this with the same goals.
Listen to your conscience, love yourself.
Love yourself.
Listen to your conscience, love the world.
Love the
It's our
world.
only home, you're not alone.
Not
With our
alone.
conscience we can stand as one.
Stand as one.
Listen to your conscience, no anger.
Just smile.
Listen to your conscience, no worries.
Let it go.
Listen to your conscience, no tension.
Just relax.
Don't give up, we'll get through this. La 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 la. La 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 la. Listen to your conscience, love the world. Hold on, don't give up. We will get through this.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us to celebrate the United Nations World Environment Day. This is such an important day. The Earth is already speaking to us, and we see it happening more and more each day through record-breaking temperatures, more intense wildfires, extreme storms, and glaciers disappearing right before our eyes. Time is running out, and nature is in emergency mode. We can all take part in protecting our Earth, our only home. The United Nations Environment Program has taken many initiatives to get countries involved to protect our planet, including naming the Republic of Azerbaijan to be the host of World Environment Day 2026. Let's begin today's celebration with a video by the UNEP on how Azerbaijan as hosts will focus on climate change, as well as their video on Our Planet, Our Purpose.
So I'm here in Azerbaijan. Actually, I'm at a protected area where we've seen reintroduction and a massive growth in the gazelle population from a couple of hundred to now 8,000 countrywide. So why am I in Azerbaijan? Because Azerbaijan is hosting COP29 and they are placing a focus on finance. We got to meet those finance targets. They're also lifting methane, having joined the methane pledge. They're moving on the cooling pledge. They're moving on waste. This is precisely what we want to do, and of course, move on renewables. So it is a great pleasure also that we at the United Nations Environment Programme can announce that Azerbaijan will be the host of World Environment Day 2026, come 5th of June 2026, and they will wish to place an absolute focus on the issue of climate change. So we from UNEP are just absolutely delighted that Azerbaijan is showing up, leaning in, and determined to make a change on the climate setting, a country here that suffers from climate change, but also a country that wants to be part of the solution.
My purpose is to advance circularity.
My purpose is convening nations.
My purpose is clean energy.
Clean mobility.
My purpose is sustainable buildings and cooling.
My purpose is clean air.
Chemicals and waste.
My purpose is to turn environmental data into action.
To conserve biodiversity, to help protect the species we share the planet with.
My purpose is building lasting solutions.
My purpose is science.
My purpose is nature action.
My purpose is to make the economic case for nature.
Climate and conflict.
To protect the ocean.
To end pollution.
Sustainable blue economies.
Environmental law. The systems change.
My purpose is technology because I believe it can make environmental decision making smarter, faster and more sustainable.
For the healthy planet and then healthy people.
The depth and breadth of work that UNEP has.
It makes an impact on people's life.
Learn how we're tackling the triple planetary crisis.
Read the 2025 annual report today.
Did I forget to smile?
What is your purpose? Let us all be a part of the change we would like to see in the sustainable development of our world. For today's celebration, Dr. Hong Daozi, President of the Federation of World Peace and Love, has prepared a message, Awakening Conscience, Safeguarding the Earth, and Building Sustainability. Let's welcome Dr. Hong's message.
Distinguished guests, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, good day. Since 1973, the United Nations has been observing World Environment Day on June 5th each year. Over more than half a century of collective effort, participation has grown to more than 100 countries, making it the world's largest platform for environmental awareness and advocacy. Through this annual observance, the international community is encouraged to focus on global environmental challenges, strengthen public awareness of environmental protection, and work together to safeguard the planet. The focus of World Environment Day 2026 is climate action. This is not just a slogan, it reflects an acute crisis threatening humanity's survival. From record-breaking heatwaves reaching 50 degrees Celsius in Europe to landslides triggered by extreme rainfall in central Taiwan, and from vast areas of scorched land in the Amazon rainforest to the continued loss of Arctic sea ice, our Earth is under a severe, urgent red alert. Atmospheric carbon dioxide concentrations have now exceeded 425 parts per million, an increase of approximately 50% compared to pre-industrial levels. Global average temperatures have risen by about 1.45 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, bringing us dangerously close to the 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold established under the Paris Agreement. Meanwhile, global sea levels have risen by roughly 11 centimeters since 1993, double the rate of the previous century. Scientists also warn that if El Niño conditions return in the summer of 2026, global temperatures could once again reach record highs. At this critical juncture for human survival, addressing the climate crisis is a matter of utmost urgency, requiring immediate action from everyone. Solutions proposed by experts, such as carbon capture technologies, electric vehicles, and renewable energy, are undoubtedly important parts of the response to climate change. However, experience has shown that if human greed and selfishness remain unchanged, new technologies could become yet another means of exploiting nature. Human beings live within nature and are an integral part of it. True harmony, shared prosperity, and environmental sustainability primarily depend on our values and attitudes toward the environment and resources. In recent years, I have repeatedly emphasized that the root of environmental problems does not lie in a shortage of physical resources. Rather, it lies in the human conscience being obscured by the desire for power, fame, and profit. This is the core issue of everything the world is facing today. When we look closely and sincerely, extreme climate events are actually caused by humanity's insatiable demands and excessive consumption. We have pursued endless economic growth while ignoring the suffering of the earth and the depletion of natural resources. We prioritize convenience in our daily lives while overlooking the harmful emissions released into the environment. It is the 5 poisons, greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and skepticism, in our hearts that trigger these rebalancing acts of nature. The ultimate remedy to save our earth lies within the human conscience. Conscience is the very bedrock of sustainable development and the guiding compass of our innate goodness. When world leaders gather at the negotiating table to discuss carbon quotas, if they use conscience as their guiding principle and prioritize the protection of our shared planet, they will inspire true climate action, restoring harmony and coexistence between humanity and nature. Therefore, climate action in 2026 must transcend mere carbon reduction and commit to a comprehensive green transformation. Governments should prioritize investing in green infrastructure, not merely for economic growth, but as a conscience-driven promise to safeguard the survival of future generations. Developed nations, acting out of conscience, must shoulder greater responsibility by providing financial and technical assistance to help climate-vulnerable countries build resilience and recovery capabilities, thereby fulfilling the universal values of peace and love. Furthermore, by integrating environmental ethics and conscience-based education into global learning systems, we can nurture a new generation of environmentally conscious global citizens, transforming climate action into a spontaneous, collective movement. On an individual level, we must begin with internal environmental protection. Through daily quiet reflection, a deep cleansing of the soul, we can rid our hearts of the 5 poisons, greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and skepticism. By examining whether our words and actions are mindful, measured, and in harmony with nature, we can truly achieve carbon reduction, energy conservation, the responsible use of resources, and a deep respect for nature. When each of us plants the seeds of conscience in our daily lives and nurtures them every day, they will naturally bear good fruit. Climate disasters know no national borders, and the awakening of conscience transcends race and age. Every good intention creates a positive energy field, but it requires our collective goodwill and active practice to consolidate this power of goodness. When global citizens unite in a shared commitment to safeguard the earth, this collective awakening generates a powerful, transformative force, one capable of creating a safer, healthier, and more equitable future for all. Climate action in 2026 must be a conscience-driven movement from the inside out. Only when governments govern with conscience and citizens live with conscience can we truly heal our damaged earth and leave behind a sustainable, harmonious home for future generations. May there be harmonious coexistence among people and between humanity and nature to secure a sustainable future for our earth. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Hong. As Dr. Hong mentioned, the root of environmental problems does not lie in the shortage of physical resources. Rather, it lies in the human conscience being obscured by the desire for power, fame, and profit. The ultimate remedy to save our earth lies within our conscience. Conscience is a very bedrock of sustainable development and the guiding compass of our innate goodness. That is why for today's celebration, we have invited Erica Wu, a fellow FOWPAL volunteer, to share her journey as an environmental advocate and how she finds inspiration from her innate goodness. And today we are so excited to have Erica with us. Erica is actually a FOWPAL volunteer as well, but she's recently changed her role. She's currently a sustainable finance specialist. She's also a youth environmental advocate who recently graduated from Columbia University for environmental science and policy. Hi, Erica.
Hi.
Welcome, and
Nice
thank
to
you
be
so much
here.
for joining us. And so we have questions for Erica today to dive into her perspectives, her thoughts on environmental protection. So first, what does environmental responsibility mean to you personally, and how do you practice it in your daily life?
Right, I think something very simple for me is just to cherish what I have and to really be grateful and appreciate what I have already. And like for example, say fast fashion is really polluting for the environment, right? And they say that what's the most sustainable is the clothes you have already in your closet. So I think this really comes to show that, if we can just cherish what we have already a little bit more, that feeling of content, yeah, it goes a long way. And, simple habits are what, guides us or like that shapes our lifestyle. So, cherishing what I have, feeling content, feeling appreciative, grateful, and not taking more than I need. So yeah, first probably, getting an idea of what I truly need. And then, just keep it up, just keep what I need and not necessarily asking or seeking so much more from the environment than our environment can handle. So and I think during that process is also me taking the time to reset myself and connect with the world so that I know what I truly need and yeah, feeling and also feeling this connection and responsibility. So yeah, I think these are like some of the mindsets that I uphold every single day that yeah, that which is how I practice environmental responsibility in my daily life.
It'd be also very cool if we can dive into your closet, almost like how do you mix and match, and that'd be kind of fun. But it's interesting what you say. Really, this we're talking about environmental protection, but at the end of the day, it comes back to our hearts. How we reset that, how we protect our heart is how we can carry out these actions. So that's very cool that you say that. Do you have a moment when you felt deeply connected, as you were saying, to nature and were inspired to protect it?
Yeah, definitely. So I remember one time when there were actually many moments when I feel quite connected to nature, but I can share a few instances. So for example, one time I was feeling really overwhelmed. So yeah, it was during a period of time where I had a lot to handle, a lot of work to do, and I think it was afternoon, and I was getting from one place to another, and when I was and during this like commuting and during my commute, I was initially planning to, cry it out and, let out my emotions. But then I went outdoors and I felt the sunlight, this ray of sunlight shining upon the side of my face. And then it kind of just felt like the sun or like this ray of light saying, what are you worried about? Or what are you scared about? Or what is there to cry about? And, like just feeling this, it kind of felt, yeah, like what is there to be sad about? I have the sun right here. I have, you know, there's already a lot I can appreciate. And it was really this moment where I felt that I was really warmed by nature from the sun or when you just look around you and yeah, there are a lot of things to appreciate. So that was the time when I felt deeply connected. And another time actually, like I think it's also a really cool story, which is one time when I did a really impossible hike for me. Like I haven't done like a 4-day hike before and but then getting to the top of the mountain, seeing the view of nature, it was just really, I was in awe. And then later on, I realized there's a study that shows comparing two groups of people. One group of people stared at huge trees or like, wonders of nature for a period of time, and another group stared at a building. And then in both of these groups, they had someone drop a box of pen. And then people who stared at nature for a period of time, they helped out a lot more than the group that stared at buildings. So I think maybe, when you stare at nature or when you are in awe with like, and maybe feeling really small compared to nature, you're more inclined to, help out each other and connect with each other. And, just sometimes, feeling humble, that also, inspires you to, of being, to be part of a community and to help each other out. So I think I kind of felt what the study was showing, because when I was seeing, this view, I also felt really small, but I also felt really connected with nature. So this was also something that guides me forward, I feel like, because these connection or even feeling small sometimes can, push you to, form this connection with nature to something a lot bigger, that I even though, yeah, I think it's interesting because you're feeling small, but then you're also connected with like a wider being. So like a larger, you feel like you're really part of this global community. You feel loved by Mother Earth. So yeah, I think sharing this connection and feeling like we're a family, yeah, that really inspires me to, protect it, and also to, you know, coexist or to live together and co-create, and to be part of this community. Yeah.
That is very cool. And I think what you're saying, the second story connects to your first, obviously, because being in nature gives you this strong bond and this force of energy that is given by nature. And it's a true gift. So on this World Environment Day, we invite everyone to look at nature, to embrace all this energy, and perhaps we'll find the motivation, right? The push to do something because it will come naturally. So it'd be a great way to celebrate World Environment Day. If we haven't started on things that we feel like we can do, try it out, as Erica has. So Erica, on this platform, we're talking about all these topics from the basis of our conscience, something that is innate within all of us. So how do you think conscience can guide our actions towards sustainability and environmental justice?
Yeah, I would think you mentioned this earlier, but looking within ourselves. And I think what I've also been doing for is I take some time every day to clean my heart, or to be silent, to be mindful, and just feeling and connecting with myself and kind of like resetting. So I think when you do that, even if it's just 5 minutes every day, that allows you to have a wider view of the world. And I think probably many of us feel that we're stuck with our work, we're stuck with what we're doing, that it's hard to really connect with nature. But then all it takes is calming yourself down for say a minute or two, and then with a really quick change in mindset, you're able to see a brand new world. Cleaning my heart, that's really connecting with my conscience. So finding and preserving that conscience and coming back to it every day, and allow yourself to see the world or live every single second with your conscience. I think that is really staying true to yourself. And I personally find a lot more fulfillment from being genuine and try to live out from my heart. So whether it's connecting with the world, but also just appreciating everything with me. Like I truly do it from my heart. And I think, when you're doing it out of your heart, that is you enacting your conscience. And this can guide into actions such as, whether it's fast fashion, reducing fast fashion, as I mentioned earlier, or the food you're eating, or just taking care of the people around you and the environment around you, just looking a bit beyond ourselves, that is already, putting our conscience into action. And yeah, even something that's as simple as treating people around you kindly and showing some respect, showing some appreciation for people around you. I think these are all really interconnected and is very important to uphold sustainability and environmental justice.
Great. So there are already two things we can do, right? Enjoy nature, embrace its love, and also take some time every day, as the International Day of Conscience promotes, right? So we can find calmness in ourselves and uncover that conscience that shines so brightly when we need it and to guide us. So, and Erica, you talked about some things that you do already. How do you think that translates to other youth or even their families to play a role in shaping a greener and more sustainable future? Are there ways you invite your family, your colleagues, your friends to join in on this adventure?
Yeah, so for example, something I've started to do a while ago is, when I bring reusable cups with me when I get drinks outside, or like when I get takeout drinks. And what I did when I started doing it myself, and when people around me start seeing this happen, they were they started doing it too. So I think even simple things, instead of yeah, like definitely I would invite, or like I show the joy of, bringing my own cup. So I would be happy to share like many of my actions, but also I think it's not just actions, it's also the joy that comes with it, because you're feeling that you're proud. I am proud, of my reasonable cup, and drink from, and you have when you're doing it. So I think, when we take these actions, it's also really important to have fun with it, to enjoy it, and to, even though we say responsibility, right? It Yeah, we should be responsible, but then, having a community is sharing that joy together, and is sharing that care and love for each other. So I think, along this way, making sure that as we're forming this community, we're also upholding that care and love for each other. So with that as the core. So yeah, I feel like the core should definitely be the care and love for each other instead of the action itself. But so, maintaining and preserving that, and people will understand and be inspired. So upholding that core, extend it to our action, and that's how we create a greener, more sustainable future.
And I'm so glad you said this because we often talk about these initiatives and the need for community as if it's something that we need to take extra care or extra step to do so. But if you really think about it, as you were saying before, like with fast fashion, a lot of times it's just because people think it's cool. And so if this is something we truly believe in, is just making it part of our lives, making it cool, being passionate about it and feeling okay to share. And that I think itself is enough to create another change. And instead of perhaps for me, especially instead of thinking about it, oh, a different way of lifestyle, but it is part of our life, right? So turning these new initiatives to something that is very part of us, love it, and that'll share its energy with others. So I appreciate that. Last thing, Erica, if you have one message to the world about the environment, what would it be? Would you speak to the earth? Would you speak to the people? What's your message?
I think immense amount of gratitude to yeah, the world. I think the world, our earth, the environment is so beautiful, and it really just takes us to see it and to appreciate it. So I think the first step really is to see that beauty And yeah, so seeing that beauty, and I think with by upholding our conscience, that really is how we see the true beauty of our world. So yeah, like I really hope that maybe we should just share, I think we should all share more our environment with each, and hopefully they'll inspire us to, preserve it.
Very cool. So I think we have a very clear direction from our conversation today, right? Start by taking care of our hearts. Embrace the journey, open up ourselves to nature, and that journey will create its own amazing path we probably don't even have to plan for. All we have to do is react, respond. How can we match this great energy that nature has in store for us? So thank you, Erica, once again for joining us and sharing your most updated journey on environmental protection, and appreciate everything that you have shared.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to share.
Thank you again to Erica. I really appreciate our conversation, and it has inspired me and given me a really clear path on how I can be a part of the environmental protection without thinking I need a grand gesture or to start a big project. It can be simple and efficient, and something we can all take part in right away. And as you know, FOWPAL's recent journey took us to Turkey and Ireland in the promotion of love and peace and the protection of our environment. So today we'd like to share with you the highlights from our trip to Turkey. Please enjoy.
As global conflicts continue to escalate alongside growing energy and climate crises, the international community is facing unprecedented challenges. Against this backdrop, an important dialogue spanning Europe and Asia is taking place in Istanbul, Turkey, bringing together leaders from around the world. From May 11th to May 13th, the 29th Eurasian Economic Summit 2026, organized by the Marmara Group Foundation under the theme Global Responsibility and Governance, convened political leaders, scholars, and representatives of civil society from 48 countries to jointly explore solutions for the future.
Meselemiz ortaktır. Dilimiz, dinimiz, rengimiz, hatta çıkarlarımız farklı farklı da olsa ortak bir akıl, ortak bir vicdan içinde yapıcı bir diyalog ve diplomasi çerçevesinde uzlaşmak zorundayız.
Leaders from various nations emphasized throughout the summit that amid rising conflict and uncertainty, only cooperation can sustain global stability.
As long as more people and nations are willing to act with conscience as their foundation, and put transparency and integrity into practice by balancing compassion, reason, and law in decision-making, it will help foster a consensus of trust for the benefit of all. This will infuse the future of the world with the energy of conscience and love, allowing a virtuous cycle to set in motion. Together, let us light the lamp of hope and pray for the cessation of wars. May love and peace prevail forever.
Ringing of the bell.
Led by Dr. Hong Taozi, members of the Goodwill delegation sought to promote the vision of peaceful coexistence and shared prosperity from Turkey, where Europe and Asia meet, to the rest of the world. Among the distinguished participants were HRH Prince Radu of Romania, former Prime Minister of Croatia H.E. Jadranka Kosor, former Prime Minister of Moldova H.E. Dumitru Bregiz, and former Prime Minister of Poland H.E. Marek Belka. Together with other international leaders, a total of 11 dignitaries joined in ringing the bell of world peace and love, making heartfelt wishes and commitments for peace. Beyond policy discussions and diplomatic dialogue, members of the Goodwill delegation also conveyed the values of inner balance and peace through cultural performances featuring dance, martial arts, and music. In an era marked by conflict and uncertainty, dialogue remains the most vital bridge connecting the world.
Hand in hand, heart to heart. We hope we will all join the efforts of finding the conscience, the courage in our hearts, and create this positive change for the future for all. Hand in hand, heart to heart, let us join efforts with our beautiful hearts to bring positive change in our world. For today's program, we'd like to share with you a song, a prayer for peace, and hope you will find peace and inspiration to uncover your conscience and allow it to shine a bright path for you and your journey creating peace in our world.
Let us illuminate our inner light, calm our hearts and pray for the world. May heaven have mercy on its children and allow them to return to the arms of love. Put down the weapon of hatred
Thank you for joining us today. Our next event will be July 12th to celebrate the International Day of Hope. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.